this is where we get Jen breaking the fourth wall in classic She-Hulk fashion, and she mentions how this episode is self-contained. And she makes a joke of that, saying that it is kind of inconvenient because so are weddings, because people just be having weddings out of nowhere and they want you to just show up at random times, days, and all that. But of course, this is really kind of like calling out a potential send off, I guess, of, if you recall, in the last episode, they teased the Daredevil helmet. And of course, a lot of people, including yours truly, was thinking, well, y'all teased Daredevil, y'all showed him in the marketing, so clearly this next episode is going to have Daredevil. Right? Wrong. So we were all wrong and they sent us off. Now, here's the thing. I feel as though there's a problem with this send off. Two things. One, this joke could have been better had the marketing not affected this, right? And that goes to my other point, which is the marketing in general. And this is something that I've had a bit of an issue with when it comes to Marvel specifically. I have this issue with a lot of movies, but when it comes to Marvel specifically, I have a huge issue with the fact that whatever the show does not always line up with what the marketing does, right? And what I'm talking about here is, I don't think we ever should have gotten Daredevil in the trailers, like ever. Think about this. The people that are watching this show now, I wonder, I just wonder this, would they have been any more or less if we had never seen Daredevil? Now, even if we would have gotten the same number, I wonder, would it have been pretty much the same difference, if not a little bit more, had they never told us that Daredevil was going to be in it? Because think about it. When the trailers and everything first came out, we saw that Wong was going to be in it. Everybody likes Wong, right? Okay, that's cool. We saw Abomination was coming back. That was cool. Then we saw Bruce Banner was going to be back with Smart Hulk. Great. I think, for my opinion, I think that was enough to really get people going to at least give this show a shot, right? But the whole thing about teasing Daredevil so early, and keep in mind, this is episode 6, which means there are 9 episodes. We only got 3 more after this. So Daredevil's got to show up in at least 3 of them. And right now, Daredevil, I would argue, is a much bigger and more popular character and name than She-Hulk is, which means that's another character that's going to steal the shine away from the main character, potentially. So my problem here is, this show is starting to get very Boba Fettish, by having all these other cameos and not really focusing enough on the main character. But at the same time, why even bother showing Daredevil? Like, I'm getting a little frustrated with Marvel not realizing that, one, the internet is a thing, that social media is another thing, and that there's a huge thing called the Marvel machine, that whenever Marvel drops anything, it's going to have its own advertisement. In other words, let's think about an example with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange 2 kind of fell flat for some people because they were disappointed it didn't have more to it, right? Like, it was just like, okay, the story was cool, but man, we was all getting hyped up for all the cameos. What happened with the marketing? They sat here and they teased this, they teased that, and they messed up by showing us Professor X. They should have never shown us Professor X. They should have never even teased that he was in the movie. Why? Because when you go watch the movie, if you watch it, it sets up Professor X as the biggest surprise. Well, if Professor X is supposed to be the biggest surprise, and you already know he's going to be in there, what's going to happen? And it's going to be eventual disappointment because y'all don't have nothing else bigger to back that up with. And I'm afraid the same thing is going to happen with She-Hulk. You played your big Joker surprise card with Daredevil, and if you don't have anything else to back that up in episodes 7, 8, and 9, this might end up being a huge disappointment overall. So this is what I'm talking about when I say the marketing affects the show and the experience that we have, because I can only imagine, man, if they had never told us Daredevil was going to be in this, and imagine if we had watched the last episode and we came across that big Easter egg at the end, people would have been losing their minds. If D23 never happened, if no Daredevil Reborn, if nothing was announced, nothing, if they had kept all of that under wraps and they allowed She-Hulk to actually surprise us, my goodness, the internet chatter, the articles, the news, the YouTube videos, that would have been the free marketing, so that even the people that didn't care about She-Hulk in the beginning, they'd be like, wait a minute, did you say Daredevil? Like Netflix Daredevils and She-Hulk? Oh man, let me start watching Disney Plus. Let me subscribe. Let me get on this. So this is why I'm just kind of like, man, I feel like She-Hulk might be playing themselves, even though it was clearly a reference joke. Like they're clearly aware that we were expecting this, but I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, man, y'all really could have made this a bigger surprise had you just not been so thirsty for the attention and just shown us, just like, forget the fact that Daredevil was there. Like, don't even show it to us. But I don't know. So I'm curious as to what y'all feel. Like, did you feel disappointed, or did you laugh at the fact that, hey, ha ha ha, this was a send-off? Or do you also think, maybe this show could have benefited by never revealing in the trailer that Daredevil is going to be in there? Because like I said, if they don't have something bigger than Daredevil, I don't know if people are going to leave with a good taste in their mouth when it comes to this show. Because let's just say, some certain villain or whatever is going to show up. I mean, if it's a B or C level list villain, a lot of people ain't going to be like, dang, it was him all along. Now, if Dr. Doom steps up, that's a different story. That's an A-list villain right there. But if it's a mediocre villain, I don't know. But the marketing stuff always gets on my nerves, because I always feel like we'd be getting robbed of something that could have been great, because it feels like the marketing division is doing their own thing, whereas the shows or the movies are like, no, if you go into this completely cold and completely cut off, you would actually be surprised. And by being surprised, you might have a higher impression of the show. So I wonder, is it really worth it? Because in my opinion, Marvel needs to act like they are Drake or Beyonce or Kanye. You notice Drake, Beyonce, or Kanye, they don't have to do the traditional marketing stuff when it comes to promoting an album. They don't have to say, hey, y'all, album drops November 15th. Make sure y'all go get it. They don't have to do that. If Beyonce drops an album at 2:00 in the morning, you don't think that the internet is going to carry that wave and market it for her, and she still makes $1 billion off of that? She don't have to do that no more. She doesn't have to do the normal marketing that, other artists have to do. And I need Marvel to kind of realize, neither do you. You already have a self-contained fan base. You already have a track record of literally trending with anything y'all do. Y'all don't need to keep holding on to this old stuff as if y'all scared nobody gonna watch your stuff. Stop it. Word of mouth is a thing. Y'all have that pull. Relax. Even if it's a completely new show, y'all do enough in the show to push it forward and to get people interested. If not now, they will later. Damn, I need to talk to the marketing people, because I don't understand what they be thinking. They holding on to all this old marketing stuff and not realize, like, it's okay. Y'all are already at the top. Y'all can make this happen. Gosh, y'all can see that bothers me. I'm sorry. It bothers me because I feel as though we could have a better time with the shows, and the marketing like detracts from that. That's I just don't like that. I don't like it. Lou, thank you so much. Happy early birthday, E. Enjoy a solid self-contained episode of She-Hulk. Yep, I was looking for Daredevil in this episode too. Yeah, and I don't think you were alone. I think we all were. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I heartbroken that Daredevil didn't show up. No, I ain't finna lose no sleep over this. I'm just more concerned, like I said, over the longevity, like the overall impression of the show. I mean, 9 episodes, yeah, that's great. It sucks that they're like 25 minutes long, but I mean, I just hope we don't lose sight. I hope Jen doesn't get outshined by like all these other people. That's my only thing. Like, it's important to set things up, but like you gotta hold on to the spotlight. I mean, you look at WandaVision, you look at Loki, not one episode, even though they highlighted other people, not one episode did either one of the main stars lose their attention or lose the focus. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that with Falcon and Winter Soldier because Bucky was stealing some of that shine away from Sam, and it looks like that might be happening here. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Lou. I appreciate you so much. Dang, we didn't even get into the episode, and I'm already going in on this. Sorry. Kano, back at it. Thank you so much. Marvel's so big, they don't realize they could drop a whole movie, no warning, and break the internet. P.S. Happy birthday, Big E. Keep grinding and growing. This is what I'm saying. For real, though. Like, they really could, if out of nowhere, if Marvel said, I don't know, X-Men versus Avengers coming out in 2 weeks, you don't think them box office finna break? You don't think people finna lose their mind and be like, wait, what? X-Men versus Avengers today, next week? What? Oh, I gotta clear my plans. Oh, I gotta go to the theater. Oh, I gotta do. You don't think that's gonna be crazy? Come on now. That would obliterate any records for tickets being sold. Again, I need Marvel to understand that they can handle it. They can handle it. Okay, I can breathe now. So y'all let me know what you think about that. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.